If you haven't purchased the pattern and you're looking for the link, please just use the link below the video. I've posted it there, and it will take you directly to the designer's website, and you can go ahead and purchase it there. If you go through my link, it helps us to keep track of the traffic flow that I'm bringing to the designer, and that helps me keep on doing what I like to do and what I'm really enjoying doing for you. So if you could do that for me, I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Hi, and thank you again for joining me. My name is Debbie Hunker. I'm going to be doing the tutorial today, or the beginning of it anyway, on this new bag by Blue Cala Patterns. This is the Juniper, and it's a toiletry bag, and it is really fantastic. I wasn't convinced that I was going to love it, but this is one that I think is suitable for everybody, even the pickiest person on your list of people that you'd like to make something for. This is perfect. It has two individual pockets inside, so they're on each side. I'm going to show you how that's all done. It's a gorgeous bag. So welcome again. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the video. And this one, we're going to be doing kind of the basics of some of the cutting, the fusing of the interfacing. There's a couple of little different things that she's done with this bag that we need to pay a little bit of attention to as we're doing things. So I'm going to explain those, and away we go. Thanks again. The first thing that we have to do is to do all of our cutting and interfacing. That's where I like to start. It's kind of a dreaded job, so I like to get it all done at the beginning and then just get everything going, sewing, putting things together after that. I know I'm going to get a bunch of questions because I use my own templates. This is 30 mil plastic. I don't know what gauge it is. It is not 3 mil, it's 30 mil. This is a very thick, soft plastic. Probably the only place that you're going to be able to find it would be at upholstery suppliers. More than likely not upholstery shops. Someone like a place that does, they may be able to get it in for you, but they won't probably carry it. So it's not inexpensive, but a little bit goes quite a long ways. I have quite a few of my templates already cut out of this. So for me, it's very easy because I can write on it. I can cut it the way I want to. I can punch holes in it. Each of my little points here and stuff have holes punched in for where I need reference points. So literally all I have done is I have taken my pattern piece and cut the whole thing out. So I've just traced it on a mirror image, so I've made a full-size piece. So this one is actually my lining. I've just written on here that I need one of the lining fabric and one of woven interfacing. I also have my zipper pocket openings marked, and it's kind of faint in the back here. It's the handle placement. This piece I actually don't use. I made the other one where this is folded in for the outside fabric. And I'll go through that, how to fold this and what Celine is asking you to do there. So, but this is where I wanted to start. So I have my interfacing. Now, the way I've been doing things is I actually just cut a piece of interfacing roughly the size that I need. Then I fuse it down. Then I draw my line and cut it out. To me, it gives, it's easier because I'm not fussy cutting twice. So now I'm going to take you over to my new little toy here in my studio. I got myself a heat press, and boy, that's you'll see, it's pretty nice. Lots of you probably have them and you probably love them. I just got one and I'm so glad that I did not wait. They aren't cheap, but oh man, what time savers. So I'll take you and show you how that works. So this little handy unit, this is my steam press. This is what it looks like, and I won't close it all the way because it's hot right now, but I'll show you how that works. What I have is I have my piece of interfacing laying on there. I'm going to put a pressing cloth over top. Just the top of this is hot. The bottom, the pad does not get hot. One of the reasons why I like to use a pressing cloth is because the interfacing still does get kind of gummy, or it gums up the top. The heating surface, I find that even on my iron, if I don't use a pressing cloth, it eventually gets kind of sticky. So, plus also if you make a mistake and have the glue from your interfacing the wrong way, you end up fusing to your pressing cloth instead of fusing it to your hot plate. So, and this is all I'm going to do. This little thing closes down. It actually puts a little bit of pressure on there, and it's going to wait for 10 seconds, I think it is. And then it's going to beep and let me know that it's ready to go. And there we go. And that is all fused on, and it's all evenly done, and it's beautiful. So I'm back. I've got my interfacing fused on. This is how I do each of my pieces. So I set it on here. I've got a little extra all the way around. Just going to go ahead. The nice thing about this plastic is it's thick enough that it gives me enough of a little ridge that it makes it very easy to do the tracing. And there I have that. So I'm just showing you here, this one actually, this piece was cut out with the lining. Okay, go to the pattern here. So for the exterior, we want to fold at this line because we want a shorter piece. And we're just going to fold those wings in so that when you cut this piece out, that you're not cutting this off. For the lining, we need that down, and we need to cut that full piece. So this is what I'm going to use for the lining. This is actually going to be also for the outside. For the inside of the body, I'm going to use the same thing as I used. This was my first project, and I used the PUL on the inside, and I actually used the shiny side out so that it can be wiped off really quite easily and stuff. Now, when I said on my page, I said that there was some mistakes. Well, there are, but it's nothing that I can't live with. If this was a customer one, I probably wouldn't feel comfortable giving it to them, but I would have no problem giving it as a gift. I'm really happy with it. One of the things, and everything is a learning experience, the reason why I wouldn't do it as a customer one is because you can see the lining. That little white is actually my lining. Now, if it was black, if I had coordinating, then I wouldn't care. Or if there was a bunch of colors in here or something and it was one of the colors, I wouldn't even think twice. It would look just great. The PUL is a little heavier than what I was expecting it to be, like for working with. So it was a little bit thicker, so you can actually see it a little bit more. So I decided that when I did the one from the demonstration for the tutorial, that I was going to just go ahead and for the top piece, not for the inside pockets, because this piece actually ends up just being this little one that goes along on the inside. So it's a very small piece. You won't see it, but you do see it. Well, I guess it's on both sides here, but it's just this top portion. But still, the pocket will all be reasonably wet-proof. I mean, there's seams there, so it can't be totally waterproof and stuff. But you could easily wipe spills out of it that way. So that's why I'm choosing to use this one as both my top lining and my outside. So I'm not going to go through every single piece, cutting everything, because I think you can probably do that yourself. Again, this is my outside fabric piece. And I have, when I made my template, I just folded that in and made the full-size template. I will go through this quickly. Celine, and I have it on here, in her instructions, it explains to cut out these little, What she's doing is she's asking you to cut out those little slots, because those are for marking. If you buy the acrylic templates, it has those slots. So that's why she was saying to cut those out. My choice is I use my punch, and instead of, maybe you can see this better if I do this, I mark my corners and I just punch holes in so that I can just take my marker and just give a little mark for my reference points. Then I can take my ruler and go from each of those points, whatever I need to do. So that's another reason why I really like this kind of templates, is because I can really customize it to what I need. If I had the acrylic ones and I wanted to do the same thing, other than you don't need it because they already have it, but any reference points that aren't on there, I would just drill a little hole. But that's me. So again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what works for me. So I'm going to continue on cutting everything out, and I will let you guys do the same thing on your end. This is a little piece. For me, I use the zipper tape. So there's a little bit different instructions that go along with that. She says if you're using zipper tape, once you've prepared your zipper, your tape, you'll want to cut out 4 of the lining fabrics, 2.5 wide by 2 inches high. So this piece is actually 3 inches wide, and I've got it about 11 inches long. I'm going to use it for, I also will have my zipper pull tabs. They're 3 inches wide and 1.5 inches long. So that's why I've done this 3. So I can just take a piece of interfacing. This was kind of a scrap anyway. I can piece it together if I need to. And I just went ahead. I've prepared this. I can cut out all my little pieces from it instead of trying to do each one on its own. So what I have here is the fusible fleece. And this is, I've got wrong sides together, but it doesn't really matter which way you do this. But I have this on the fold. Now I'm going to place this on here. Obviously this would be folded in, and that's okay. I'm going to line everything up, and I'm going to mark. I don't need to mark the handle, just going to mark those 2. I'm going to slide this back slightly, and I'm just going to mark right here. These are going to be my cutting lines, and it's going to be 1/2 inch wide. So even if this one isn't exact, I'm going to line up with this line and make sure that dot. And here I'm lining up with the dot. My line may not be perfect. That's why I like just to punch the holes and use the dots, because it's a little bit more precision for me. There. So that's what I'm going to cut out. Now I can use my rotary cutter or my scissors or however, whatever works best for you, and you just go up and cut that out. I'm going to use my rotary cutter. I'm just going to stay back from that line. From the end anyway, because I can trim that out with scissors. Fleece isn't always super rotary cutter friendly unless you have a super sharp rotary cutter. Even then sometimes. There we go. Open that up. So there we have that piece, and it's ready to fuse onto the outside piece. So it's going to get fused onto here. Now this is another reason why I love these templates so much, because I can put this on top and make sure that everything lines up. So I can make sure that my lines, because sometimes you know how interfacing, it could have, I mean, I just happened to lay it down and it was okay. But if my interfacing just gets moved a bit, then I'm off that line. And when I can see through there, then I can just tuck that back up and make sure that everything is evenly spaced all the way along. And it's lined up pretty well on both sides. So I know that I'm okay to go ahead and fuse that down. So I'm just going to go kind of quickly through all of the pieces. So what we're going to start with the exterior A piece. Of this one, we're going to want 2 of each. We want 2 exterior fabric. Now I already have my stuff fused. So we also want 2 of the interfacing and 2 of the foam interfacing. So that's everything that we need for that piece. The next piece is B. Now there's a little more to this one, of course, because we've got, of one piece, we have 2 different uses for it because we fold this. So let's start with it opened up. And with this, we need 1 lining piece. Now in this case, my lining is going to be the same as my exterior. So I have 1 piece of lining, and I have my interfacing already on here. Then the second part of B is going to be the exterior. So there's 3 layers to this one. We have the outside, the fabric. Then within here, the full piece is interfaced. Then we also have the piece that we cut out, that is the fusible fleece that goes on top of that. So for the bottom C, we need, I'm using vinyl, so I cut out one piece of vinyl for the bottom. We also need the the foam interfacing. So this is the soft and stable. If I was using fabric, I would use some fusible interfacing as well, but I'm not, so I don't need that. And then on the back, I'm going to cut 1 piece of Peltex. This actually had me a little bit confused because she says bottom Peltex and then cut 1 firm interfacing on fold. I've actually scratched that out so that I don't get confused again. The cut 1 is Peltex, or maybe the brand that you're using is not Peltex specific. So she's saying use a Peltex type product for that. You need a good, really heavy, firm interfacing for that. The next one is the lining. That's piece number D, letter D. These I need 4 of because they make up the two sides of 2 pockets. So I need 4 of them in total. Now I'm using PUL for my bottom or my lining, because it's shiny and can be wiped off really easily. So if makeup gets spilt in there or whatever, shampoo, whatever gets spilt in there, it's a lot easier to wipe it off. So again, these ones, it'll be harder to see because I've interfaced them all, I've fused them all. We're going to do 4 pieces of interfacing and 4 pieces of lining and fuse all of those together. So we also have the accent strip, which is E. We need to cut, I'm using vinyl, so I'm cutting 2 of the vinyl. If you're using fabric, you'll need to cut 2 of interfacing and 2 of the fusible fleece. So all I need to do then, in addition to my vinyl, is to cut my little accent strip out of Peltex. So I'm going to cut 2 of those. So I will have 2 vinyl pieces and 2 Peltex. The last couple of pieces that we have, now there are no pattern pieces for this, but we do need to cut them. This one is for the handle, and I again already have it interfaced. So I've cut 2 by 20 inch strips. So 2 inches wide, 20 inches long of interfacing and of the vinyl. And this is my exterior fabric, interfaced. I've subcut, or I will be subcutting these pieces. These are for the little zipper, the pulls at the ends of the zippers that are attached to the bag. So I need 1.5 inches by 3. So I need 2 of those. Then I need 4 pieces. These are for my zipper ends or my zipper tabs, because I'm actually going to be using the zipper tape. So that's it for today. Get all of your stuff done, get everything fused together, and tomorrow hopefully I'll get the next video out, and that will be the putting in the zippers. We'll probably get as far as doing the zippers, the zipper pulls. I use zipper tape, so I'm going to show you how to put on the zipper ends for that. And as well, we'll probably get as far as being able to do the accent piece on the bottom, and then we'll probably leave it at that. So that's what's coming up. And again, thank you for joining me. If you are enjoying what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel, share it, like it. It's all appreciated very much. And I guess we'll go from there. So thanks again.